The 2025 college football season is right around the corner, and we're taking a look at the Arizona State Sun Devils position rooms leading up to that week 1 game against NAU. And what better place to start than the backfield for the Arizona State Sun Devils? Let's go ahead, take a look at what this position group is looking like ahead of that 2025 season, starting with some of the losses for Arizona State. Of course, the most notable loss for the Sun Devils this offseason was Cam Skattebo, the guy who did it all for the Sun Devils in 2024. He is now with the New York Giants. DeCarlos Brooks out of eligibility. Doesn't appear that he landed on any NFL rosters, so that is the last you've seen of DeCarlos Brooks in a Sun Devil uniform. And then Alton McCaskill, who transferred to ASU a few off seasons ago, didn't end up getting a ton of run with Arizona State. He is transferred to Sam Houston. So where does that leave the running back room ahead of that 2025 season? Well, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a running back by committee situation, or at least heading into fall camp. You've got two guys that are going to get the main workload for the Sun Devils, and that is Kanye Udoh and Kyson Brown. Kanye Udoh, of course, being the Army transfer running back who rushed for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground last season. A bigger body running back. And then you've got the guy who was the backup to Cam Skattebo all of last season, and that is, of course, Kyson Brown, who has been an Arizona State Sun Devil for several years now. Every single offseason, it appears that this guy is improving on his game, really dialing in his physique as well. But there is some other running back talent on this roster, specifically a guy who was on this roster last year but didn't play a ton because of injury. Got him as a potential breakout player in the running back room, and that is Raleek Brown. Raleek Brown transferred over from USC a couple of seasons ago, dealt with a nagging hamstring injury for the majority of 2024. Matt Berry even thinks that Raleek Brown could be a special talent here in Tempe, from wide receiver at USC to a true running back for Arizona State. He kind of does it all. He is shifty. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder, got great speed, can do it all for Arizona State. So realistically, when you're talking about the running back position at ASU in 2025, it is going to look different than it did in 2024. Of course, you're without your guys like DeCarlos Brooks and Cam Skattebo, who were here last year. And instead of seeing a guy like Cam Skattebo, who is and did get 25 to 30 touches a game at some points, you're probably going to see a more evenly balanced workload between Kanye, Kyson, and then even Raleek as well. But where does that leave some of the younger running backs that are still in this position room, starting with a guy in Jason Brown Jr., who is, I know, one of Shane's favorite running backs on this roster. He is somebody that he was an Arizona State Sun Devil, I believe, as a true freshman last year. Didn't get a ton of run. I believe he redshirted in 2024. Kenny has called him one of the most difficult players to tackle on this ASU roster. He's got a lower center of gravity than most of the other running backs and just players in general on this team. If he does get run this year, it will probably be in short yardage, maybe even goal line situations. It feels like that's the type of back that he'll have to be in 2025 if he wants to see snaps, simply because all of the other guys we mentioned, Kanye, Kyson, and Raleek, well, they do the rest of what you could possibly ask a running back to do. And then some of the freshman running backs who you probably won't see in 2025, but names to know for the future. Demarius Man Robinson, he is super, super shifty, had a nice spring ball, but again, probably going to be a special teamer in 2025 if you're going to see him at all. And then another interesting name who we haven't seen yet, Grayson Rigdon, wasn't here for ASU spring ball, but he's here now for fall camp. Don't know what he's going to be doing for the Sun Devils in 2025, probably special teams, but at the high school level, I'll tell you what, he did everything. He played running back, and then on the hardwood averaged 40 points per game against Texas high schoolers. So going to be interesting. Again, if you're taking away anything from this position breakdown, it's that Kanye Udoh, Kyson Brown, and Raleek Brown are going to be the backs for your Arizona State Sun Devils in 2025. For all your Arizona State news, make sure you check out the PHNX Sun Devil Show, and you hit that like button, and you make sure you're subscribed to PHNX Sports.